Greetings and salutations, folks. My name is Nick, and welcome back to Castlevania Symphony of the Night, where there's not that much left. I'm still just hoping that we're going to finish the game, despite how little there is left. There's only one major boss left in the Colosseum before Dracula, and otherwise it's just clearing off map. There's the path to the east, through the east side of the castle, which the former west side. A little bit crowded. It's a little bit of a crowded area that could take us to the Colosseum. Like, we can take this loop around to the right to get into the Colosseum, and then use that to enter the other loops that take us around the entrance. Eventually, this will lead us to an item that allows us to do a super jump, I think. Because, hold on, we should be missing... Oh no, we have all the relics. I'm dumb. For some reason, I vaguely remembered you also being able to do... It's because I can. I can do it right now. At some point, I acquired this ability. Was it just the gravity boots, where it can jump high? Yes. It is literally just the gravity boots. So that's going to be useful to fill in the map percentage in the underwater area. But also, it's nice that I now realize I have that ability again. My bad. No, normally it's been a while since I've actually gone through this area coming from this direction, though. Like, usually I'm dealing with these... weird archers attached to the stairs, which I feel like these enemies were created simply because the Sniper of Goth. Like, they were trying to figure out, hey, what interesting things can we do with the upside down that we couldn't really do with a right side up castle? And that, I think, is probably one of the most interesting to look at. Though, with everything else that's going on, like these imps, it can be a little bit difficult to appreciate the Sniper of Goth. Whether coming in from this direction like I am, using overpowered weaponry, or from the other direction when you might not be quite as prepared. But I'm going to try to fill in... Oh. Thank you, Demon Buddy. Look at what Demon Buddy did. Like, they were a couple of just, like, regular... Okay, there we go. But he took him out. One swipe of his spear. That's why Demon Buddy is part of the team. And then this would have led to the... one of the loops. Around to the beginning. And also featured an enemy that was a sword that sprawled out into multiple weapons. I think this path goes into the Colosseum. Whereas this path, we're going to wrap up the Should I be calling them by their upside down names or their right side up names? I feel like that's been confusing myself through this playthrough, is trying to describe them by both their upside down relations and their right side up relations. So yeah, this will clear out the east staircase. For the purposes of map coverage. Good. Good. And then now we can go into the Colosseum, where we can find the last of the regular bosses. Who I believe is like the first Colosseum boss. Like the first Colosseum boss is one of those guys, and then the shorter guy that gets tossed up in the air, like the little werewolf. The second Colosseum boss is the three adventurers you play as in Castlevania 3. Trevor, Belmont. I don't remember their names. But you fight, like, representations of them, brought back to life, nightmares to haunt you again. Fake Trevor, fake Sypha, and fake Grant. And they're dead. If I left the room, would the... Also disappointing, one of the things that's obviously disappointing about the upside-down version. What is this music that's playing? It's not Wandering Ghosts. How can I rock out on non-Wandering Ghosts? Let's see, I'm trying to think what direction I want to take the most. Okay, let's circle around the bottom row, which will lead to a secret passage. Go back up to the top row, which will actually lead to those bone dragon enemies. Ooh. And what do we have here? Fury plate. This plate is so much fury trapped within it. Defense goes up when damage is taken. I'm gonna stick with the Alucard mail for the rest. Yeah, you show them. For the rest of the game. I don't really see the reason to change that from here on out. So yeah, they still do decent amount of damage. Despite the fact that the Chrysogram still decimates everything in its path. It's not going to completely decimate Dracula. But also, like, I feel as though I use the mist as a means of defense in such a way that it kind of... Like, it's one of the reasons why I forget about the usage of the shield. Like, even in fights against Dracula, like, there are certain parts where you're not able to actually attack him because he's, like, floated off into the distance. And instead of necessarily getting particularly defensive, pulling out the shield to see if it blocks any of his damage, I just turn into mist. Now, you can't just turn into mist for the whole fight. It doesn't really do enough damage fast enough and high enough. Like, I think he's a bit more resistant. So we will have to hit him with our weapons like a sucker. Also, why are there several different kinds of invulnerable skulls that float up and down? Was there a invulnerable skulls that float up and down sale going on? A Yasutsuna. A Yatsutsuna made katana. Katana made out of Yasutsuna. What is Yasutsuna? That is apparently a kind of material. Ah, it's the sword named Graham. I wonder what this description is. It's the sword named Graham. Oh, what's the name of that sword that you're wielding, son? Oh, its name is Jim. I use Jim to fight off evil. And all of its derivatives. Oh no, he's protecting an aquamarine, which I will use to sell for money that I don't need anymore. Because I'm too filthy rich. But not rich enough to buy a duplicator. I have what? 134,000 gold. I need 500,000 gold to buy a consumable item duplicator. Have I ever purchased a duplicator in this game? The answer is probably no. All right. Thank you for all of this wealth of treasure. All right, and it looks like we're back to the center of the map, which... Let's cut to the openings to the right of the center. All right, so this leads to one of the circular paths that goes around the alchemy labs, which will be useful in regards to filling in map. Finding things? Probably not. I think we're done finding things. I don't think there's going to be any secrets left to discover. There might not even be that many, like, life ups to acquire. We're just after map percentage and the decimation of fools. And I think that's one of the things that kind of slows down, or slows down is the wrong word. Makes the Upside Down Castle a little bit less interesting. Is because, like, this area you have entirely explored. I guess there's also the removal of a lot of, like, very specific small moments. Like, in the Upside Down, I think the only... Oop. They were protecting a library card. Like, the only small moment is the demon noticing the switch that has not been pressed yet. Whereas in the right side up castle, you have all of those events, like going into that one room, sitting down at the confessional. Or finding the boatman. There's a lot of specific events. And I think that also kind of goes into the idea that, like, a lot of this area of the game was them attempting to maximize the size of their game while minimizing the expense. They still did cool things. Like, they have some additional enemies that wouldn't have made it in to the into the right side up castle. Staircase guy, most important of note. Like, what would he be doing? I guess he could attach himself to a regular staircase, but it would kind of be weird to look at. And then you have a better excuse to have these tougher photon beam shooting skeletons. Let's go save our game, as is our way. Oh wait, this is the teleporter. That's fine. We've uncovered it on the map. The save game is one door down. I'm sorry, Nova Skeleton, your photon beam is not long enough. But yeah, like the Upside Down Castle does come with its interesting variety of challenges and traps. Like the right side up castle wouldn't necessarily have much space for a lot of its traps. For a lot of these types of sequences. Oh no! This lesser demon hit me for 6 points of damage. How will I survive? Shall we save again, as is our way? Or shall we just pop in, uncover map, pop out? I know, sacrilegious for myself, but yeah. We got a deadline to keep. My goal is to finish this game today. One way or the other. Either with the best ending, or the slightly better best ending. Which, again, like, remind me, do we ever see Alucard again in any of the games? Do we ever see Alucard, Richter, or Belmont again? Hiya! Actually, you know, that's kind of cool. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing a katana. Just I wouldn't mind seeing a, oh, son of a... Like, a magic system that, like, combines magic and martial arts. But, like, you're not throwing magically powered punches. Like, you're, like, combining things like the ability to say your hayas to launch spells. Like, it's just it's all fiction, so you can do whatever you want. The sky's the limit. A mystic pendant. Ah, 85. See, 85 damage. Brought down to 590 health. Like, that one trap is enough to take off more than 10% of your health. But I got my life back, so you know, there's that. Alright, see that passage that it goes off to the left of us? Cutting to that. Alright. Now we're back in the elevator, but the elevator is gone. The elevator cannot exist in the Upside Down, because that would require them to flip around the asset and then rework it again. And I understand that they don't want to have to worry about it. The Goddess Shield protects you specifically against goddesses. Engraved with goddess image. Alright, now we're working our way up through this loop. And then there's the path that's going to lead us back to the entrance of the game. And then from there, we can then go and re-explore the last bits of the underground passageway using the super jump that I had, but I was not aware that I had. My bad, once again. We don't need to save our game here at all. Never again. Well, we didn't save our game once in that specific one, but that's fine. But I suppose we can save our game in this space over here without being murdered by the Novus skeleton. Ah, that shuriken is gone now. I saw it as I was moving away. Some ninja stars are simply left on the battlefield, forgotten. Let's see, and then there's a secret room over here, which has a life up. Fantastic. Why turn into a bat when you can turn into noxious fumes? Oh yeah, and then there's this other secret room, which... once again, I find myself forgetting the exact order of events. Do I go one way as a wolf and the other way as a bat? Yes! Fantastic! The Barrel Circlet. Restores HP by lightning damage, which would have been very useful against that one boss, because he would have just tried zapping me, that one boss in the catacombs who has tons of HP. He would just be zapping me away with his lightning attack, and I would just be standing there, minding my own business. I don't really need to worry about sub-weapons anymore. I've grown too powerful to care about sub-weapons, or even fire boomerangs. Which I realize, even in this playthrough, I haven't really used any consumable items. I think the only time I've really used consumable items in this playthrough was when I fought Richter to get the bad ending. Because Richter was tough. Richter was beating me up, so I needed to defeat him by any weapon and or potion I had on my person at the time. But like now, do I need to use a single item in my inventories to survive? And the answer is not really. Also, I probably should give... Look at this guy. Look at him. Big jumps, javelin stabs. So cool. And fire version of the original wolf that is useless. Some items for your fairy familiar. Which, I mean, if you're still using the fairy familiar, useful. Although I suppose my anti-consumable strategy definitely puts me at odds at using the fairy familiar at all. Like, if I don't want to burn through my consumables, I need to just not use that specific. But then if I never really need to use consumables, then at the very least I should have the fairy out so that she gets experience somehow. They can't all be like the demon at level 37. Able to kill extremely weak bad guys with a single attack. You go, demon. And then this will connect to the oarsman's side of the underground passageway, which we have yet to explore. And see how even the super jump, like, it seems like it's getting you really close to the top of the cavern, but it's still not enough to fully explore the map. Only by turning into a dog while underwater, which you cannot swim underwater as a dog. No doggy paddling for Alucard. Okay, where is... Oh, hold on. He dropped seafood. Sushi! No, not high enough. Let's see if this is still... There we go. There we go. We have acquired that bit of map percentage. More sushi! Sushi is my favorite food group. But alas, I can only have so much of it due to my income. And look, it's a killer fish. The same killer fish that's there in the right side up version, except now there's two of them. And then there's the spot where the oarsman used to be, an Alucard shield. Bears the image of Alucard. No, it's just strong versus all attacks. You cannot stop me, I am shielded. I like the fact that the shield just kind of floats in front of you. Like, there's barely the illusion that Alucard is even holding the shield. It's just... like, there's enough animation to, like, the tilting of the shield away from you when it gets put away. And the placement of the shield, that you're like, you know, I guess he's holding on to it. Although I suppose with the chrysogram, it doesn't even look like he's attacking anything. There's just the swinging of the blade in front of him and moves so quickly. And then this should take us, yep, to the waterfall. Which, oh yeah, hold on. I was gonna say, we can't turn into mist while in the waterfall, but we can use our super jump to get a little bit of boost. Ah, the Osafune Katana. Which we will not use, because we have the sword named Graham. The sword named Chrysogram, to be more specific. And then this area had the lever that made a barrel-throwing skeleton ape appear. Yeah, I think I'm almost done. I don't know exactly what my percentage is, and interestingly enough, the only way to check your percentage is at the menu, I think. Time from game start? Why would I need a separate thing from that? I can see the time on the menu here. Why do I need a... See, now the water is moving in the direction that it's pushing you. In the right side up castle, it's moving to the right and pushing you to the left. Ooh, platinum mail. Should we at least let Venus Weed pop out so we can see what she looks like? I mean, we've fought enemies like her before, so there's that. Fantastic! A life up, exactly what we needed to survive. And a potion will probably heal 50 hit points. We have 700. We'll need it to survive. Oh, hold on. There she is. Look at her. Shield does nothing. That's a killer fish. That's a fish. All right, and I think there is one more underwater area a little bit farther to the left. Ah, nope. Slight. Why is the killer fish upside down? Do they just not feel like reversing that sprite? All right, and that is quite practically all of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Let's go confront Dracula. So let us just cut directly outside of his room. Oh yeah, and I also forget, we also have one more boss fight besides Dracula. It's in Dracula's room, so I don't think like I mentally attributed it to like a different boss fight. We still have to fight Shaft, the Dark Priest. which shouldn't be too much trouble.
You have done well in making it this far. I would expect no less from the son of our master.
So you are the one who was controlling Belmont?
Yes. I am the dark priest called Shaft. This world must be cleansed in the forge of chaos.
Why did you make Belmont lord of this castle?
For centuries, vampire hunters have defeated evil with holy power. But if two vampire hunters were to fight each other...
But Belmont's power is supreme among vampire hunters. None other could defeat him.
Exactly. That's why I removed him as a threat, by making him into lord of this castle.
But your plan has failed.
Has it indeed? We'll see what happens after I destroy your weak human side.
And Shaft is, if like in Richter's game, he is the final boss. And he's dead.
Oh! No!
You claim to love the darkness. Go then and dwell there for all eternity.
But my goal is achieved. Count Dracula has come to purify this corrupt world with the searing flames of chaos.
Son, it is me, Dracula.
Father.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
I was hoping we would not see each other again. I can't allow you to leave here, Father.
You have ever been the ally of humans. Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
Think you I would forget such a thing? No, but neither do I seek revenge against them.
Still uttering the same nonsense. No matter. Now is the time to put aside your weak human side and join me in remaking this world!
Dracula, in the name of my mother, I will defeat you again!
And now we have Dracula, who's for some reason sitting in the center of a giant monstrosity. He's got some swipes. Okay, so he doesn't actually take any damage from the mist. He'll summon these bad guys, turn into blood. Shoot us with big spells, which will just turn into mist and dodge. And he's dead.
Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother no more.
How? How is it that I've been so defeated?
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe. Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She said, do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot. She also said to tell you that she would love you for all of eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
So you made it.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry. 'Tis my fault you had to fight your own father.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
It must have been painful for you.
Indeed. But you must always remember that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
I understand.
Alucard, what will you do now?
The blood that flows in my veins is cursed. 'Twould be best for this world if I were to disappear forever.
I see.
Farewell, then. We'll not meet again.
Alucard,
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
I'm sorry. I can't let him disappear from my life.
It's all right. Go after him. Perhaps you can save his haunted soul.
Thank you, Richter. Fare thee well.
And yourself, dear lady.
Ah, no shitty. I'm the wind song. In this version, I'm okay with that. So that was Castlevania Symphony of the Night. A classic game, still a classic. Like, even if I have my own little minor squabbles with it, like, I feel as though there are times I can be critical of it, but it's important to be critical of the thing that you love. Because I don't think there's anything that's necessarily perfect. It just becomes perfect when you realize what its flaws are. When you become accepting of its flaws as they are, alongside its strengths. I don't know what I'm saying. Either way, like, it's a great game. It's a classic. The upside down castle doesn't quite have the same rhythm as the right side up castle. It does not really maintain the same mystery. But it still maintains a lot of cool boss fights. Maybe you even get to see those boss fights if you're not using the cryptogram. If you're using just regular weapons. Yeah, Admiration of Clan is the better choice. I wonder if there was switched to that in this version. Oh, or it was lost due to copyright issues. Again, I'm still fine with that. But no, it's hard for me to think of what I could say about Castlevania Symphony of the Night that I haven't already said in this playthrough, that hasn't already been said plenty of times before. But it's an excellent game. I'm always willing to play it again and again. Maybe one day I'll return to on the YouTube channel with a playthrough of Richter's path. And I believe in the newest remaster that remasters both Rondo of Blood and Symphony of the Night. I want to say it's called Requiem. You're able to play as Maria as well. So I might come back one day for that as well. For now, though, got any suggestions for something to play next? Leave it down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and have yourselves a fateful night. A Symphony of the Night. Trademarked.